Hello YouTubers, various fanbots of the internet. I am Bart of the 90s and we are back with Depression Quest. I made that sound like super duper awesome and it's pretty sad. This game is supposed to simulate being depressed with like the lack of motivation and lots of sleeping, and this says we're currently seeing a therapist or taking medication. And I thought this would be interesting. And it's for lack of a better word, it's pretty depressing. Also forgot to mention in the last episode, I'm a little froggy, so please don't mind my grumbly voice. So, our girlfriend, Alex, was like, hey, birthday party at my buddy's house, or her roommate's house, or it's at her house with a roommate. And you're like, it could be good, but you're not feeling very motivated, so I'm gonna be like, heck nah, go. You agree to go, even though you're really not feeling social. You know it's important to Alex, and you'd really like to see her. Seeing her does make you feel better sometimes, and you hope that this is the case tonight, even if it does mean dealing with all the usual social anxiety. Know that feel? The time to leave rolls around, and you grab your overnight bag. Alex's apartment is a short walk away, and there are already people hanging out on the porch. You feel your chest tighten as you approach the building and try to steel your nerves. You quickly find your partner chatting away with the birthday girl, and Alex immediately lightens up when she sees you. Oh, I guess it's Alex's roommate's birthday. I'm so happy you came. I wasn't sure if you're going to make it. The young man taps her on the shoulder, and she turns back to you to apologize and let you know that they have to do something for the party. Alex hands you a beer and plants a kiss on your cheek before going off to deal with whatever came up. As you look around, you don't see anyone else you recognize. This is just the story of my life, and I don't think that's a good thing. Enthusiastically socialize. I wouldn't do that anyway. Yeah, I usually chill out against a wall somewhere. As Alex leaves, you're not quite sure what to do with yourself. Standing in the middle of the room leaves you feeling kind of exposed, and you don't feel ballsy enough to randomly approach any of the groups of people clustered together talking. You head to a clear spot on the back wall and lean against it. For some reason, this always feels a lot more secure. You scan the party for a familiar face or any sign of your partner and come up with nothing. Not sure what else to do, and worrying that you must look creepy just standing there watching everyone, you take out your phone to busy yourself. Yeah. 20 semi-tedious games of Bejeweled Blitz later. Bejeweled of all games, really? Your partner returns. You spend the rest of your night with Alex, occasionally being introduced to people and nodding along group conversations even if you don't participate that much. At the end of the night, as you're falling asleep with your girlfriend in the crook of your arm, she thanks you again for coming. Half drunk, she confides that she thought you were going to flake out and was pleasantly surprised that you managed to come out. She says it lovingly, but you're not quite sure how you feel about that statement. Aw, come on. That's a good thing, buddy. It's a little afternoon on a muggy Saturday. Your mother has come over for a pleasant visit, claiming loudly that she doesn't see you enough, so she decided to invite herself over. As you converse, she walks around your place, and you get the distinct impression that you're being inspected. Well, she is a mom. So what's going on with you lately? She asks abruptly. Taken somewhat aback by this left fielder, you tell her you're not sure what she means. She repeats the question, saying that you haven't seemed like yourself lately. She gestures towards the dirty dishes piled up in the sink and notes the fact that you haven't called or visited in a while. Your reticence only seems to spur her on more. She presses you, asking if you've been having trouble at work or with Alex, and you're beginning to feel increasingly battered by her sudden, well-meaning but overwhelming inquisition. Under her questions, you become increasingly uncomfortable. You want to be able to explain to her how you've been feeling, but the truth is you're not really sure yourself. Nothing horrific has happened at work, or with your significant other, or friends, or anything like that, but all the same, you can't deny that lately you've just felt drained and as though you're not really here. You wish you could tell your mother these things, but she hasn't been approachable about negative emotions in the past. She's the kind of person who holds the opinion that the solution to any problem is to simply try harder and maintain a positive attitude. a stance that has reared its head in past conversations when you've begun to explore the subject with her. You know she's unlikely to be understanding, and you feel the energy drain out of you when you imagine what would happen if you managed to blurt out anything you're feeling. What do you do? No. I mean, 1 and 2 are kind of similar. Because I would usually do 3. Like, I'm the kind of person that's like, oh no, I'm fine, even though I'm not. Alright, number 2. You tend to tell your mother how you're feeling despite initial misgivings that you have about doing so. Finding the right words for how you're feeling feels like trying to untangle Christmas lights, searching for the dead bulb in the cluttered mess. She watches you intently and audibly sighs before you can clearly articulate anything. Unfortunately, she reacts predictably. An attitude like that won't get you anywhere. You need to work harder at getting what you want instead of sitting around feeling sad about it. Nothing good will happen unless you make it happen. She isn't angry or spiteful if she tells you that. You try to explain that it's not a matter of that, but you can tell that you're not going to get anywhere. The frustration chokes the words in your throat and you give up on trying to push the subject further. You know she wasn't going to give you the advice that... You know she's giving you the advice... Wow, I can't read all of a sudden. That makes sense to her and genuinely wants the best for you. However, she doesn't understand that it's not as simple as somehow deciding to be positive or work harder. It's that those things are viable options because of these feelings. You accept your defeat and the conversation drifts on to other subjects. She leaves after chiding you to call her more and take better care of yourself. You sigh heavily as you close the door behind her, spend the next few hours laying in bed, staring at the ceiling. Yeah. What is that? A kitty cat? It's a lazy Sunday morning. You're idly clicking around online as the phone rings. Sam, a coworker of yours that you're friendly with, asks you how you are and makes hurried small talk with you. You typically only ever talk to him on the phone when one of you needs the shift covered, so it's slightly awkward. You're waiting in anticipation for him to ask you to come in on short notice when he veers the conversation in a completely different direction. How do you feel about cats, he asks. Mine had kittens a few weeks ago, and I'm having an awfully hard time finding a home for the last one of the litter. You don't have any pets, right? I love kitty cats. It takes you a moment to process this new information, and you're caught off guard as he begins to earnestly try to sell you on the idea of taking the last kitten off his hands. It's not something that you had specifically just considered before, and he seems fairly insistent. She's a real sweetheart, really loves people, she's got all her shots already taken care of, and the vet said she's healthy as a horse. I can bring her over by your place tonight if you're interested. You look around your apartment and try to picture a cat as he continues to talk about how cute she is. You tell him that this is all kind of sudden, that you don't really have anything for a kitten set up here. Oh, don't worry about that, I can bring over a litter box and food and all that since you really be helping me out of a fix. It's the least I could do. I just don't want to have to put her in a shelter. You can't help but feel like you're being guilt-tripped, but you decide to give it some serious consideration. It does get awfully lonely around your apartment, and it might feel less empty with a cat around. However, since you've been feeling so down right now, it might not be a good idea to take on the responsibility of a cat, even if you're fairly low maintenance. They are fairly low maintenance. What do you do? I've actually heard that, getting a pet is good for people with depression. Take the cat knowing full well that you can take great care of it. Decline even though you'd be totally capable of taking care of it. You're not much of a cat person. Become a cat owner. You can use a companionship. Decline. Yeah. Take the kitty cat. Oh, it's so cute. I'm a cat person though. So, okay. We're gonna find out how well this person can take care of a cat. Now that's gonna have to be in the next episode because I'm pretty much out of time. So, until next time, bye-bye.